Polish is now the second language in the UK. Will we need to revise this to Bulgarian or Romanian next year?
Yes, this figure came out that nearly 500,000 people in England, in Britain I should say, now speak Polish, and the number of people learning French and German is falling. The number of people learning Polish is going up. Alan Johnson, how do you interpret this? And obviously the questions about Bulgarian and Romanian immigration next year.
Poland's a much bigger country, and I think I've got lots of Polish friends. There has to be a second language. I think Welsh is actually, if you take England and Wales, and Poland comes first. And anyone could speak, comes second. Anyone could speak Polish. Deserves my full admiration because it's a very difficult language to speak. Will this happen with Romania and Bulgaria? And this is the issue, I think, about January 2014. You know, if I was the EU Commission, I would seek to find a way to put that decision back by 4 or 5 years. And I'll tell you why. It's not about an issue of being anti-immigrant. My concern is that if they lift that restriction, then Romania will lose a lot of, and Bulgaria will lose a lot of their finest talent. I would like to see in the European Union some kind of GDP measure that says once you've reached that GDP measure, once your country is at a certain level of prosperity, that's when free movement kicks in. Because if you do that, you can ensure that countries coming into the European Union, who by definition are usually much poorer and take time, that's why there's 7 years, one of the reasons why there's 7 years is there, that there's actually a chance to extend that for the sake of that country as well. I think in terms of what happened with the Polish population coming here, history's being rewritten. In 2004-05, I was a minister at the time. We had a highest rate of employment ever known in this country, and we had 600,000 vacancies. The reason why us, Sweden and Ireland all lifted that restriction early is because our economy and our employers told us it was necessary to do that. Yes, it's right, more people came than was expected. That won't happen.
Ed Miliband said it was a mistake. You don't think it was a mistake?
That won't happen this time.
Do you think it was a mistake or not?
I don't think... I disagree with Ed in terms of... I think in hindsight, you would have a better grasp of the numbers. If you knew that many number was coming, then you'd look at it again.
All right. Dom Jolly, we have to be rather swift here because we're coming towards the end.
I mean, I sort of get what this question is basically about, is, you know, are we going to allow people to come into this country? And people, there seems to be there was something sort of a bit pernicious about saying, oh, Polish is suddenly the second biggest language. I mean, I have a problem, I think, with sort of ghettoisation. If people come in and don't learn English and kind of don't assimilate. But to me, Polish is, I mean, the most complicated language in the world, so I can see, so anyone can speak it, fantastic. But I think most Poles speak English anyway, so I don't see it as a particular problem. I hope there will be possibly slightly more control on Romanian and Bulgarian coming in, because I think I have no problem with people coming in who are actually going to work, but I think if people are coming in supposedly to sponge off us or whatever, then I think maybe there should be some more controls. But
do you think it would be possible, Saida Vassi, to have controls of the kind Alan Johnson just suggested, that the European Union might itself temper the pace of immigration? Is that on the cards? It's
the kind of thing we're actually looking at the moment, because currently we can have transition provisions for 7 years, which basically means you can delay a country's citizens coming in and exercising their right to free movement for a period of 7 years. But I think Alan is right. We need to look at how these countries can be at a certain level before their citizens start moving around. I think this will be very different, though, to the Polish situation. One, because we did apply these transition provisions for 7 years, as did lots of other European Union countries, and they're all going to come off at the same time. So if people do want to travel, they'll have the option to travel to other countries. And traditionally, I think the Bulgarians and the Romanians have travelled to warmer climates. They prefer Spain really over the United Kingdom. Okay. But I think that in terms of the language question that was asked, I mean, Polish is the second, Punjabi is the third, and Urdu is the fourth. So, you know, we've got a diverse set of languages in this country, and we should celebrate it.
I just think that the dialogue that we have about immigration is fundamentally flawed. Like, all of the newspapers that say that they come here and scrounge off our country, immigrants bring into our economy £1.2 billion more than they take out in benefits. When will a paper start printing a fact like that?
Okay. Zoe Williams, briefly to them.
I want to ask a question. Is there any truth in the rumour that the government's putting together posters to stop Bulgarians coming to the UK?
There is no truth in that rumour.
There's
Sorry,
no
can you say
truth.
that again? We didn't hear it here. He was whispering the reply.
There is no truth in the rumour that we are about to put some posters out in Bulgaria and Romania.
Because it's not a rumour, it's true, or because you're not doing it?
But if you were, what would they be?
Yeah, what would they say?
Piers Morgan lives here.
Has it been discussed in cabinet?
So he doesn't.
It hasn't been discussed in cabinet, and if they are doing it, I certainly don't know about it.
You're not allowed to reveal what's been and not been discussed in cabinet, but
Well, you
either
should have
does it
asked me
may-
then.
No, you shouldn't have answered. James Delingpole.
Migration Watch, whose predictions I trust more than the government's, reckon that from January 2014 we're going to get 50,000 Bulgarians and Romanians coming in for the next 5 years. So that's the population of Lancaster coming in every year. I think we need to go further than this non-existent movie that you're making. I think we need to stage an anti-Olympics to try and put people off coming to Britain. I think we could have Dom Jolly doing the diving. We could have Polly Toynbee running the stand-up comedy tent. We could serve horse meat burgers.
Or you tweeting.
And even, or me tweeting. And even then, I fear it would not work, because when you've got people on a fifth of the average wage that we are over here, this is a very attractive country. And I think until we get out of the EU, there is nothing we can do about it.
OK.